Now, friends, in life we must be positive and balanced for good mental health. However, we must have felt depressed and anxious at some time or the other. We must have also felt like a sinking ship in a sea of no hope. Current times are challenging. We have seen several doing the extreme and unthinkable during the COVID times. It is continuing to happen. Their reasons may have been bad health, loss of jobs, financial losses, bad relationships, and so on and so forth. And there are many other reasons as well that range from genetics, trauma, environmental, and substance abuse. They probably were traumatized, with bouts of anxiety and distress. Some may have experienced hallucinations and paranoia. It happens when one's mind clogs and shuts and is unable to cope with the self or the world around us. This Saturday, let's explore a few of the reasons and possible remedies that could make our life a little better. Can we overcome depression and anxiety without active medication? That could be wonderful. Doctors prescribe antidepressants to balance the levels of neurotransmitters in the brain, which are actually chemicals like serotonin, dopamine, and so on, which are responsible for communications between neurons in the brain. Serotonin and noradrenaline strongly influence mental behavior patterns, while dopamine controls the movement. Now, these substances are fundamental to normal brain function. How you think, how you emote, and so on. These substances are fundamental to normal brain function, like I said. Antidepressants, however, they include vilazodone, citalopram, sertraline, etc. Now, they moderate the brain activity. They bring down the activity levels, but with several side effects. Agitation, nausea, diarrhea, headache, insomnia are some of the common side effects. They lead to chronic illness on extended use. Now, psychologists will tell us to remain positive, but then positivity doesn't mean we ignore the reality. So, it's about knowing how to handle the challenges. Is depression due to unconscious mind's repressed elements? Maybe. Whereas depression is symptomatic, its treatment may not be symptomatic. Feeling sad on a bad day is just fine. But if it extends over a long time, affecting everyday functioning, then it could be depression. Not wanting to do anything, feeling terrible, easily frustrated, restless, not able to fall asleep, irregular eating, experiencing aches, pains, body pains, and stomach problems that do not improve with treatment. Trouble concentrating or even remembering details or making decisions. Feeling always guilty, low, worthless, or helpless. Or thinking about committing suicide are all its manifestations of depression. A major concern is relapse when one is out of medication. How do we address all this? Many of us have suffered in the past and could be in the future. Can we express depression through Sigmund Freud's theory of personality? What exactly is depression? He proposed that the mind is divided into three components: ID, ego, and superego. And the interactions and conflicts among these three components, create personality and its incongruencies, the disconnects between these three. This idea is fraught with danger, for it trivializes the interplay between the mind and the soul. Many of our thought processes are because of the mind and its soul's relationship. How then do we overcome depression and anxiety? We need to rediscover the concept of understanding ourselves, understanding the self within the self. Should we not turn inwards to cleanse the self and the mind? Should we not turn to spirituality, as our ancient texts suggest, to gain control of the mind? Now we must understand Advaita Vedanta of Shankaracharya to unravel the mysteries around our lives. Advaita is non-duality, or a state of evolution within the world, with constant detachment and consequent bliss. What is this? Understanding that there is a physical self and there is an energy self, both defining us. So what is the physical self? What is that energy self? And so on. Energy self surrounding the physical self has multiple levels of energies. Around us there is an energy self and it has multiple energies within itself. A constant tussle with these energy levels causes mood changes, causing us to either rise or fall deeper into a mind abyss, depths. Though our brain is tangible, our mind is not tangible. Similarly, though our physical self is visible, the energy self is not visible. The energy self, however, has an electric field around it called the bioplasmic body. This bioplasmic body or this energy, is that uniform? Is it regulated? Who regulates, if at all it is regulated? Answers to these questions allow us to control our minds and bodies. Let's see how it is done. There are 7 energy points within our body, known as chakras. Each one of them corresponding to certain nerve bundles and major organs. So, Sahasrara, located at the top of the head, is responsible for spiritual connection, our connect to the Almighty, or the power that's more powerful than all of us. Arjuna, located between the eyes, is responsible for, again, spiritual connection as related to intuition and imagination. Vishuddha, located in the throat, is responsible for our verbal communication. Not everybody can sing. Not everybody can emote. That is a function of your Vishuddha energy, chakra. Anahata, located near the heart, is responsible for love and compassion. So if the energy level of that goes down, your ability to love, your ability to be compassionate suffers. Manipura, located in the stomach area, is responsible for confidence and self-esteem. If the energy levels in Manipura chakra go down, then obviously your confidence suffers. Swadhisthana, located just below the belly button, is responsible for sexuality and creative energy. And Muladhara, located at the base of the spine, is responsible for security and stability. So these chakras, they define our energy levels, controlling different aspects of our behavior. It is the interplay between these energies and their layers called the koshas that sustain our existence, our body, our mind, and our soul. Now, whereas Annamaya kosha, the outer layer called the food sheath, depends on what we eat and how much we eat, controls our body weight, the size, and physical ailments. Pranamaya kosha gives us the vital energy, breath, and life. Manomaya kosha, embedded within the Annamaya and the Pranamaya koshas, brings us the experiences and sensations from the outer world into our intuitive body. Vijnanamaya kosha, the seat of wisdom, brings us awareness and intuition. Anandamaya kosha brings us the bliss and the happiness. When the chakras are blocked by random energy from the koshas, depending on what we eat, food, environment, and so on, we fall sick. And that is both mental and physical. So it's very necessary to regulate the diet, to regulate our thought processes, and in short, regulate our lives. Besides chakras and koshas, there are thousands of nadis that are channels for energy and vital life force. They carry the energy. The Sushumna nadi, running from the base of the spine to the crown of the head, is the most important. In order to control depression, anxiety, and other malayases, we need to understand our body. We need to keep the energy levels high and in equilibrium with each other, which will protect us from falling sick. What must we do? For a start, breathing exercises is extremely important. They must be rhythmic and in resonance with the cosmic energy. There is an energy which is all powerful. We must be in consonance with that energy. How can we do that? Yoga. Now, yoga is its various postures and rhythmic breathing exercises. They help us to precisely channelize the energies in various sheaths and chakras into the Sushumna nadi via the Ida and Pingala nadi. So they are in equilibrium at all times. So the base is very simple. Eat right, sleep right, do right, think right. Remember, healthy minds live in healthy bodies. Whereas treating symptoms and forgetting causes can lead to short-term benefits and may cause relapses, yoga and meditation cleanse, replenish, and regulate our energy systems so that they last long. Today, mental health and well-being is a plus $450 billion industry and continuing to grow. A lot of human ignorance drives that market. Should we not care for our body and mind a little more? Understand what is happening in the so-called health industry? Should we not care for our body and mind and look at what is available in the market outside, which will be useful to us? Or should we look in and control our bodily processes, mental processes, so that we remain healthy? Laurie Duchesne author of Tiny Buddha, Gratitude Journal says, you don't have to be positive all the time. It's perfectly okay to feel sad, angry, annoyed, frustrated, scared, anxious, and so on. Perfectly fine. Having feelings doesn't make you a negative person. It makes you human. Friends, however, all these emotions cannot go off the rocker, to use an epithet. Yoga is a balm to calm your mind. With that, let me end this Saturday's episode with a promise to be back the next Saturday, like I always do, with one more interesting topic. I believe all my talks, they inspire you, they add to your knowledge, and please write me back if there is anything more that I can do. With that, thank you, Dhanyavad and Namaskar.